inequality. But today, we are here to set that score right. We are all gathered in awe to what this promotion has brought forth to the feminine generation. Technology has played a very important role to and for all of us. Technology is our future, now more than ever, due to the fatal quarantine. To me, the definition of a leader is more of the definition of a lady is more of an asset, a strength that looks no further than on her acquaintances for power. Today, we celebrate independence in girls everywhere. The girls that rely on oneself for satisfaction. The same girls that have as much brain as brawn. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the International Day of the Girl Child, where we celebrate, congratulate, and promote the girl child. Thank you. I will now hand it over to my co-MC to introduce the panelists for today's session.
Thank you, Daisy. Our panelists, these amazing girls are innovators, geniuses, and leaders of this world. In a time when girls are underestimated, these ones show the world who is boss. We have entered an era where technology is the new normal, and a creative girl, a bold lady, and a creative thinker take stage and into the spotlight. Let us be inspired by these innovators, that when you give that 3-year-old girl a phone or tablet, you have created an innovator and made a difference to this world. Our panelists for today are Queen Maya, a games developer, Ronita K, a machine learning and AI enthusiast, Kayla H, an ICT innovator, Ann M, an education innovator, Teddy N, a machine learning and AI enthusiast, Gift N, a cybersecurity expert, Keisha, a creative designer. These girls are amazing innovators. Will now talk to us about different topics, and let us all be inspired and learn something new from each and every one of them. Now introducing Queen Maya. You have the stage. Queen Maya, we're waiting for you. Okay, we haven't seen Queen Maya now. We haven't seen Queen Maya yet, but Teddy and Ronita can take the stage.
Hi everyone. No. Six. But it felt fantastic. So that's why we're not here. Here.
Hi. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. My name is Blessed you is. Yeah, it's steady when you can. Blessed name is there. It's steady when you can. It's there. Unfortunately, everyone, I'm not sure if Queen Maya will be able to talk to us. Queen Maya, if you're there, may you please raise your hand? We're trying to keep some time, please.
Hi,
Hi everyone.
hi everyone. Hi everyone. My name is Maya Amar Babaji, and I'm here to tell you about coding. Coding is the way of talking to computers. For example, I if it is the way of writing instructions and tell what to what a con-
Excuse me, Maya. It seems your connection is bad. Can we please come back to you?
Okay, can Gift and please continue, please, cause it seems like Teddy and Renita and Queen Maya don't can't can't be had. I think they have connection issues.
Everyone. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, please, we
Can
can hear
anyone
you.
hear me? My name is Gift Nachijawa. I'm at Gaza High School. Today we'll be learning about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity. So by the end of the lesson, we should be able to understand what cybersecurity is, learn the basics of being safe online, and know the potential impact of cybersecurity. So, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the ongoing effort to protect individuals, organizations, and governments from digital attacks by protecting network systems and data from unauthorized use or harm. Cybersecurity aims to reduce the aims of like cyber attacks and protect against the unauthorized exploitation of systems, networks, and technology. It helps us like keep our information safe so that people who could use it to harm you like don't get access to it. And then cyber security, like you can keep it on like so many levels. So on the first level, the personal level, you need to safeguard your identity, your data, and your computing devices. For example, like some of us have smartphones, and sometimes when you need to open an account, they will need you to fill in some information, and some of it is like personal, and some of us don't know what to do because someone can, and we need help with that because when you fill in personal information, someone can just come and hack you and they take something of yours. Then on a community level, like at family or community, it is everyone's responsibility to protect the family's reputation, data, and neighbors. Like for instance, some of us, like let's say your parents are like have like in high positions in that country. I don't think they would want you to go around like giving your address to everyone, because someone may a wrong person may get the account, and then like someone in your family is kidnapped and you won't know the reason, but it was because of you. You gave out your account. Your address. And then as more digital information is being gathered and shared, its protection becomes even more vital at the government level, where national security, economic stability, and the safety and well-being of citizens are at stake. The government tries, because the more you share information, I think it's very hard for the government to like keep up. So the less personal information you share, it will be actually like I think easier for to keep you safe from other people. And then so how can we protect our data from like these people? But first of all, what is personal data? Personal data is any information that can be used to identify you, and it can exist both offline and online. Can anyone hear me? Hearing now. I hear now. Can anyone hear? Is everyone hearing? So like offline identity. Your offline identity, like it's the person that you are like at home, at school, or even at work. As a result, like so many people around you get to know the details about your person. Can know your name, your age, your date of birth, and even like your address. We shouldn't overlook the importance of securing your offline identity. Even though you think someone may not, even though someone knows my name, what will you do? Yes, you shouldn't just give out your names to everyone, because this can easily steal your data, and then they can pause, and then like they can ruin your life, like right when you don't even know. So about online identity, your online identity, like it's not just the name that you, let's say you filled in, let's say in your Instagram, when they ask you like for your username, it's who you are and how you present yourself to others online. As I said, it may include your username or allies you use for your online account, as well as the social identity you establish and portray on online communities and websites, including Zoom. Like now, when you joined in, of course, they asked you to write a name, but some of us just put anything. Some of us just put our real names without actually knowing which people are going to be in this Zoom. You should have that information, like how you can protect yourself, but actually be able to participate. You should take care to limit the amount of personal information you reveal through your online identity. And many people have a tendency of thinking that maybe if they don't have media or online accounts set up, then they don't have an online identity. But that's not true. Just because you don't have a phone where you filled in like something, or you've never used a gadget and you had to fill in your personal information, it doesn't mean that you don't have an online identity. because you use the web. If you use the web, you have an online identity and someone can use it to like access you, to get to you. So let's imagine this. Let's say it's your first day in an online camp and it's time to choose a username for your online identity. Like, what would you choose? What would you choose? I think there is a poll that you can fill. Well, I now think at least everyone has got a chance to like fill the poll. And maybe I think, okay, I don't know, but I think most of you might have been wrong. Because if you put something like, you don't have to put something that gives out, oh, sorry, let me first wait a little longer. Has everyone got a chance? So I don't think most of you maybe filled in the correct answer, because when you are choosing a username, it's important not to reveal any personal information. You don't have to reveal any personal information. You have to avoid that. Like, it's very important. And other tips that you can use. Well, I can see that most of you chose the first answer and the third. Cassandra and K.Sandra 8. But okay. And most of you got like the wrong, you put the wrong answer. Like, when you're choosing your username, it's important not to reveal any personal information. That's one of the main key points. You're not supposed to reveal any important personal information. Other tips maybe that you could use is you don't use your full name or parts of your, I think you can write this somewhere because it's very helpful, or you can maybe even screenshot. You don't use your full name or parts of your address or phone number, because someone may easily crack the code. Like, you use your phone number or your address and they can just put it together, and then the next thing they know where you live, or they know your name, someone you don't even know. Don't use your email name, because someone could just track you down. Don't use the same username and password combination, especially on financial accounts, because let's say you have the same name. Once someone knows your username, and then they'll know your password, and now they have all the access to your money, and all that money is gone. So you have to avoid that. You have to be tricky when you're filling in all these documents. You could, and don't choose a username that gives clues to your passwords, such as a series of numbers or letters. Like, some people just write, like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but someone could say, let's say they typed in 1, 2. It doesn't take much to know, like, the next numbers would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because that's common. The first part of a two-part phrase, maybe such as knock knock or starlight, like someone would know. Like if they see knock, knock, they knock, knock, they would know the rest. And then, or the short forms of your school. Let's say you go to Our Lady of Africa, SS Namilyango, and then you write Olan, or you're in university, and then you write Mast from Barora University. Someone will know, because most of these hackers are very clever, and by the time they are on your online, they have like background. So, okay, now that we have learned about what to do, let's try taking the poll again and see like if most of you will pass. I think it's coming on. Let's wait for the results. Let's see the results. Well, okay, still, okay, the most majority changed their answer from, okay, now the majority has Cassandra followed by Campus, no, K.Sandra A, but I still see some people wrote Campus Sandra. 38% wrote Campi.Sandra. Like these are still big percentages. But if you chose A and C, like you're correct. As we said, you do not have to show any personal information. You have to avoid. You use all, like maybe, okay, it's not like you should write something else, but you have to try to interchange that someone may not like know. Like if your name is Campi Sandra, you don't put Campi Sandra, you like put K.Sandra something or K Sandra, something like that. It's important not to reveal any personal information. You have to disguise as much as possible because this is your data. They could get to you and they could do anything once they are into your account. So, what is your personal data? Your personal data describes any information about you. Like let's say your name, your national ID number, your school ID number, your wallet account number, date and place of birth, your mother's maiden name, even pictures or messages that you exchange with family or friends. Some of us, like let's say your friend wants to see a picture of you you've taken long, and then you send them a picture. Cyber criminals can use this sensitive information to identify and impersonate you, infringing on your privacy and potentially causing serious damage to your reputation. This, as I say, these guys are like clever. Like some of them maybe have even learned about this. They can just use this information and impersonate you. Like do so many. There are so many things that they could do with this information, and it could really damage you seriously. So, and there are some other things that hackers can use to get their hands on you apart from like the data that we have seen. They could use medical records, education records, or even your financial records. Like every time you visit a doctor, let's say you're sick, they obviously collect some information regarding your physical and your mental health or well-being. And if we have noticed, they don't write it down in a book and keep the book. Like they fill it onto a computer, like your electronic health records. They fill it onto a computer, which means it's saved online, and maybe some other people have access to it now. And you need to be aware, because these records are now going beyond the doctor's office. You don't know who they are going to. So you have to be on alert not to give out all your personal information. Like for example, like many fitness, let's say you're a person who likes running, and let's say you're a person who likes running and you want to participate in an event, but they do not know about your health records. You're going to go to a doctor and they're going to about your health rate, blood pressure, your blood sugar. Like they don't want you to go there and faint and then they have to pay all these medical bills. They are going to have to go there and the information about your health is transferred and stored and displayed. Like let's say they keep it on the cloud, they display it on the. So this information now with the doctors, it's now with them. Therefore, so you should consider this data to be part of your medical records. Well, Then, by the way, another part of medical records, some of us have watched movies where they want to find information about someone and then they hack into the, let's say, doctor's office and then they steal this information. So we need to be really guard ourselves when it comes to all these. There are so many possibilities that someone get all this information from you. And then the other one is education records. Like let's say you're at school, every morning when you go to school, they collect your attendance records, your disciplinary reports, your health and immunization records, and even sometimes they collect your birth certificate. They even have records about your academic qualifications. Like if you're going for a job, they will get your academic. Even like they collect so many things while you're at school. Your education records in participated in. So even these records, when we go to school, it's important that we are aware of this and we use like wisdom when filling in these things. And the schools we go to, like people you talk to, you have to be cautious. And then on financial records, your financial records may include information about your income and expenditure at a supermarket, a bank, school, or anywhere you transact. Like let's say you went to a bank, you're going to get money, you're going to use that bank every day. You're going to go to a supermarket, and these days they want to bring the cashless thing where you just put in your card. This is all information taken from you. All this data, if not safeguarded properly, can compromise your privacy and enable cyber criminals to. So, I just want you to think of this. Where is your data? Like maybe yesterday, you shared a couple of photos for Independence Day with a few of your close. Like, is that okay? Or even, like, let's say your birthday and someone tells you, can you send me pictures? Or when it's your birthday and someone tells you to send pictures of yourself, they want to status or they want to put them anywhere. Or let's say on your birthday, you took pictures and someone told you someone told you, I want to status you, can you send me a picture of you doing something? You're going to take these pictures. First of all, they are on your device, and then you're going to send them. So now they are no longer they are not only on your cell phone, but now they are on another device. You never know, that person also has like another close friend that they shared them with, and then they kept on moving. You never know. And now, like, let's say some random person out there has your picture, and like you don't know them. Someone, let's say in China, has your picture. You don't know how they got it, but it was because of that one picture you sent to your friend. Oh, and now all your friends and family downloaded the photo and are now having copies of your photos on their phone. You never know who checks on your family photo, on your family's phones. Like, let's say your sister has a friend and shows them the picture, then they'll also take a screenshot and send to themselves like that. Then the photo just keeps on going and going and going on. And then, like, let's say now the person who sent a picture from your sister's phone is going to be so happy. They're going to say, I'm going to status you on WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, let's say even Telegram, Telegram. They are going to send these photos. These photos are no longer on your device. They have ended up on servers located in different parts of the world, and people whom you don't even know are now able to access your phones, because we all don't use the same type of phone. Now, let's say you use a Samsung phone, like it's everywhere, and the person you sent it to maybe uses an iPhone. You don't know the settings on other phones. Now, everyone has access to your pictures. Then let's say, now consider how often you use your computing devices to access your personal data. Besides allowing you to access your information, computing devices can now also generate information about you. I don't know if most of you have ever seen this trend where they like write something and then they say, what does your keyboard say about you? And then you're supposed to let your keyboard finish. Sometimes it can be connected to the truth. Like, how do they know what you are going to say? Oh, when you're even typing, and they can give you the next word you're going to type. Like, how do you know what you're going to type next? Isn't that suspicious? Like, how do they know? So with all this, okay, it may seem that the information available online is free, but is privacy the price we pay for the digital convenience? For example, social media companies generate most of their income by selling targeted advertising based on the customer data that has been mined. Like when you're using, let's say, Play Store or even YouTube, have you realized that they give you content according to what you have been watching previously? Like they'll give you like the games, like let's say you like racing games, they'll start giving you so many games like that. Or let's say you like cooking videos on YouTube and they'll bring so many. So you have to make up your mind. So with all this information about you online, like what do they want? We have seen so many things. Like why would someone go through all this trouble for nothing? They obviously want your money. Can you, okay, I know all of us have experienced this or had like of something that happened to someone. Can you think of like any example that you've experienced yourself or that you have heard or read about where cyber criminals have accessed or tried to access financial information online? You could share or raise up your hand or unmute. does anyone want to share? Okay, I think no. Does anyone want to share an experience? Oh, there's a hand. Yes, Gloria. Hapu.
Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for teaching us that I wanted to tell you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, but I wanted an experience that someone has gone through and then they tried. Yeah, I can share one. Okay, it's not online information, but someone had was, let's say, their parents were working in a very high office at school, and then there were these people who used to post everything, and then they came to school and then they kidnapped them, and then it took 2 days to find. Okay, it took a day to find them, and then when they found them, they were going to some remote area, and then the person was put in jail. But imagine they didn't find them, that person would be dead just because they went online and then said sharing information all over. And eventually they even had to change schools because now they knew everything. They even had to shift because they knew everything about them. They had to get new data from everything because now someone knew them. And they even tried to kidnap the sister of the person. They had to change everything about their lives just because they were careless about their data. There's someone who said they watched this movie. I don't know if you want to contribute, but maybe you could raise up your hand if you want to contribute. Raise a hand. Oh, there are two hands.
I've learned this before. But thank you for teaching us. I didn't understand the first time I learned it, but now I've understood it well. Thank you for teaching us.
You're welcome. Okay. So as we have.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much. For me, what I want to say is that the hackers are among us. It's an issue of I think any one of us can be a hacker, but you need to be. While we are safe online, we should not choose to be hackers. We should play safe. I think it's all about morals. We should also know that among us, we should also talk. You should also talk to us about the morals, how to behave, and not just become hackers while we are fearing the hackers. Thank you.
Has been noted. We should also work on ourselves as people in the community, not to hack other people. And also, if you're not a hacker, you should be cautious. So from all this, we have learned that cyber criminals are certainly very imaginative when it comes to gaining access to your money. But that's not all they're after. They could also steal your identity and ruin your life. Because some people, maybe someone there doesn't even want your money. But let's say they just hate you for no good reason. And then they'll go online and start posting bad things about you. And for you, you'll be wondering, why is everyone saying this about me? But it's because of one thing the person said. Of someone else, they're posting, they have a fake account of you. So it's important that we are cautious. If you want to find out more you can find out more by signing up for our cybersecurity full course. To sign up, you can go visit the website. I think it's going to be sent to the chat room. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Gift. I'm sure that they'll send the link to your full course. Next, we have Anne. She's going to talk about educational games. And the floor is yours. Please raise your hand so that I can unmute. Okay, Maya, you can unmute now.
And I am here to tell you about coding. Coding is a way of taking to computers for example, by creating my own game, I will have to tell the computer what to do, how my game should look like, and how it should be played. We play games on the computer, but have you ever wondered how the games are made? No, that's not possible. Computers have languages. Just like before, computers also have languages. Nowadays, computers talk to each other and speak languages that computers and children understand. Crutch is made in Europe. For example, glued in a house, see the floor.
Sorry, Maya, but we can't get you.
You
I
have
think
Your Maya, your network is a bit unstable.
no problem. Alright, open it. For example, if you're coding, you have to put first class, stay forever, and second more. But me, I disconnect, play, and core, just to work. You also have benefits of coding. Like it helps you make your own list. It helps you to make your own stories. It helps you to make your own cartoons or animation. It helps you to make your own robot. It makes you to create your it helps you to create your own style. It will certain capability and it improves on your problem solving. So can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
We it helps you it helps you in solving skills. Like if you're coding, you don't have any idea, but you say, no, I'll make my colorful or any colorful wall. Yeah. Or my colorful wall. It also helps you. It helps you to create your own ideas and share them. That's the end of it. They're saying it's here. They're saying you're not this is a remote. Yeah.
Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Maya, for your presentation. Now we will be moving on to Teddy. Teddy and Nonita will be talking about machine learning and AI. Teddy and Nonita, your floor is yours.
And my name is Blessed Joyce Empire. We're here today to do a presentation about the Industrial Revolution. A revolution is a drastic change in anything or something. I will refer to the first Industrial Revolution. It was in the period of 1760 to 1840, and I beg your pardon, 1820, and it was mostly in the US and Europe. Yes, and then in Europe and by that time Britain was a monopoly country whereby it was the only country doing what it was doing. So luckily 2 men from Belgium called James and William Cockrell came to Britain. They're from Belgium, and when they learned about what the Britain were doing, when they went back to Belgium, they got to know what the Britain were doing, and then they told it to their fellow members of Belgium. And Belgium became the first country in continent Europe to be developed economically. Well, we have the inventions of the first industrial revolution, but they were mostly steam engines. For example, the Newcomen steam engine, invented by a man called Thomas Newcomen, and it was a nice steam engine. But also another steam engine was invented called the Watt steam engine by a man called James Watt, and it was more better than the Newcomen steam engine because it used less fuel and it was more attractive. Then we also have the spinning jenny that was used for the making of the processing of cotton, and you also have the invented by a man called Joseph Neister, and it was used for communication. In case you're somewhere and you wanna take a picture and send it to your family members or the last to tell them where you are and your whereabouts. Let me call to details about the second industrial revolution. Hi everyone, as I've said that my name is Teddy Elizabeth Song and I'm here today to tell you about the second industrial revolution. As you said that a revolution is a drastic change in something or anything, the second industrial revolution was a continuation of the first industrial revolution. This is when things are starting to get better and better. In the second industrial revolution, it was also known as a technological revolution, and it was. Hello, are you hearing me? And it took
Yes,
place in the period of 18. Okay, and it took place in the period of 1870 to 1914. It was also said that it took the mid of the 19th century. The inventions in the second industrial revolution were all about electricity. This is because most people learned about factories and they wanted to build factories. And remember, when you're building a factory, you also have to work at night. So when it got darker, they didn't have what to do. So in that case, they invented electricity. We also have other inventions. These are air brakes. We also have another invention that they also introduced automatic signals. There was also introduction of knuckle couplers on what? On railway lines. These are put on railways whereby you can be comfortable as you're entering or sitting in a train. Speaking of the effects of the second industrial revolution, the effect was most people who lived in rural areas started migrating, going to urban areas that led to congestion and displacement of people. Let me call my fellow member Blessed to talk about the third industrial revolution. Blessed.
Yeah, so the third industry was between the 19th century, and this industry started with the internet. This is when most of the things got better. The cost of computers started in the third industry, and then there wasn't that much in the third industry because it was just a continuation of the second industry, whereby everything was going into automation. Then the introduction of the internet, the communication was getting better and better. So there wasn't much in there apart from the introduction of the internet. And then here came the fourth industry, which we are living in actually right now. And the fourth industry, this is where this has got many technologies that we have today that many people are using. And I'll talk about, most importantly, machine learning and AI, or should I say artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are defined as the ability of a machine to learn from its surroundings through collecting data that is fed into it, or by observing the nature of the surrounding, and then that data is collected, and that means it is able, and then that means that the machine is able to make decisions intelligently, by the way, and also predict the future outcomes, and also try to make things better. And then we have other examples of technologies are like big data. With big data, this is where by, let's say, a company like Facebook or Google collect
there's also these applications, for example, Facebook and like how our sister info use cyber security and all that stuff. Like they insert data and then your personal information, your likes and all stuff like that, like on Facebook, and then somehow this app will not manage to carry out all to collect all that information because the data is a lot, the users are many. So there's this introduction of big data whereby companies like Amazon, Google have invested in big data so that data can be collected and it's stored in a specific place so that then the next users who come in day in day out, they are asked questions because the machines have learned what humans like, so they are able to tell, okay, this person is this kind. So that's all, and it's always big data because we all have different characteristics, different behaviors. So we are able to get have specific filters, and people are able to get more filters that are alike because of this data that is already all about big data. And then we have got human sorry about that. We have got cloud and edge computing. Cloud and edge computing, for example, Google, whereby Google is also investing in this kind of technology, whereby the different companies that Google works with in order to interact to and if you're gonna search, if you're gonna do a quick search, maybe to eat, how to make a good meal, the different chefs that insert in the recipes, that is all cloud computing, where there is information kept in a certain cloud, but still it's technology. And this is just so simple that it deals with many companies. You find that people are getting information every other day just because of this. You can also have a username on Google, and it's that very username that you're going to use. Maybe you're going to use with Facebook, you're going to use with Instagram, on social media stuff, and that's all about cloud computing. And then human augmentation. Yes, I want to talk about human augmentation, whereby human augmentation is just and another example of technologies that they have come up with, whereby you find scientists are making lives better in healing diseases, injuries, and stuff, like something like that, whereby you find genes are being regenerated, and you find that things like prosthetic limbs and bionic limbs are being created so that there is less of injuries and less of accidents that happen. You find that a lame person will walk properly because of a bionic limb. And this is all about human augmentation. You find that even that guys are creating more brains, like they are creating a brain that is more technological, but using the data that is collected from humans. And all this is technology that is so interesting and it needs to be invested in. I would like to introduce Renita to talk about more some of the technologies that are in the fourth industry. Um, thank you.
Well, I just want to talk about some inventions of the fourth industry, and Blessed talks about that we're in the fourth industrial revolution. So we have Internet of Things as one of the categories that were one of the inventions, I can say. And here we can talk about how things are becoming better and better. For example, this is compared to our security where we have smart home security, smart home system security. This is mostly for our houses and our homes. But take
take note that this is supposed to be smart because we're in the fourth industrial revolution and things are getting better and better. So about the Internet of Things and the category of smart home security, we have, for example, we have the smart cameras, we have the smart locks. In that, when you want to lock out your house, just have a remote and then you can press it and then you can lock out your house, lock your house. We have other stuff, example, just to have human trackers. In case you have someone you're suspecting or anything like that, mostly for the policemen, stuff like that, the investigation team. You can track someone just having a device that you can put on someone and track them. Even on our phones, they can track us on our phones. Let me talk about 3D. Let me talk about genetic engineering. Well, it's in categories where we have the human, human, animal, and plant-based genetic engineering. But let me talk about the plant-based genetic engineering. So here we have, I can call them the bigger, long-lasting tomatoes. It may sound very, very weird, but trust me, it is there. Well, genetic engineering is when scientists put genes in something to make it more better and desirable. I talk about the bigger long-lasting tomatoes. The scientists put chemicals in these genes of the tomatoes to make them bigger and long-lasting, and it's very good, though it doesn't taste natural. But we also have the non-crying tomatoes. Sometimes, non-crying onions. Sometimes crying and onions move hand in hand because every time we're cutting onions, natural onions, we tend to cry. But not anymore since we have the genetic engineering. Here, scientists put chemicals in the genes of these onions and make them better, and you cannot cry when you're cutting them. But again, take note, it doesn't taste natural. We also have the golden rice. This sounds very, very weird. And this helps in people who lack vitamin A in their body. It can help them to regain vitamin A. It's called the golden rice. I can talk about human and medical genetic engineering. I hope you can hear me. We are now in the COVID-19 pandemic, and now we have the vaccine. Yeah, scientists create this vaccine to help us to get rid of something. And we also have the eugenic example. This sounds very, very weird, but it helps. Okay, it's not yet like made by the scientists, but it's still in the process. So here we have eugenic example, and in most cases, it's like it's like for pregnant women who want to give birth, who are about to give birth. It's just like the doctors just inject you with this eugenic example, and then here we will not like when you're giving birth to a child, the child will be very natural and very normal. They will not have any problems with their body or anything around them, anything like connected to our body. I can also talk about I think that's all I have to talk about. Let's call Teddy. Oh, I forgot one more stuff. Well, it's a VR. I can call it virtual reality. Yesterday, we actually went for that experience, so I can talk about it very well. Well, VR and AR are almost the same, and Ted is going to talk about AR. VR is just imaginary. It's not real, but it's just imaginary. You imagine it. Whereby VR, you need headsets, and you put on this headset, and then you see stuff that you have never seen. You see stuff, and you think that stuff are coming to you, yet they aren't. You understand? It seems like you are, like for example, you're in a lake, yet you aren't in a lake. You're just sitting somewhere, and you're putting on this headset. That's for 5D games of VR. We also have 3D movies of VR, whereby it's a movie and you see yourself like you're in the movie, like you're walking in the movie. If a bullet is coming, you dodge it like this. It's very cool, and it's scientists to make this. Let me call Teddy to tell you something more about the fourth industrial revolution.
Yes, I'm back with something more about the first industrial revolution. As we are talking about that we are in the first industrial revolution, I also have examples or inventions in the first industrial revolution. This is 3D printing. 3D printing is more of food machines, musical machines, and firearms or bombs. Speaking of musical machines, we have examples such as pianos, flutes, and more examples of musical machines. We also have machines that are also 3D printing, and these are blenders, tea makers, ovens, and more others you can see or you know. This is just more of food, music, and firearms. And firearms, we know them as guns and bombs. We have also more examples as Ronita talked about VR. I'm talking about AR. This is augmented reality. Augmented reality is more of real compared to the VR Ronita talked about. The augmented reality examples are games. The augmented reality examples are games such as some games you can go to Google and color something, or you can go to, like, giving an example, I can be in a main hall and someone broadcast something to the screen or to the floor, and you can be seeing it like real, or when it's a lion, you can be seeing the lion like real lion, but yet it's fake, or it's when scientists are making, what scientists are making. I also have to talk about genetic engineering in animals. Genetic engineering in animals is more of two animals known as pig and cat. We have a glow in the dark. Glow in the dark. It sounds strange, but this is in 2017. A scientist in South Korea introduced a DNA of a cat or a kitty that glows in the dark. This was especially for those people who had money, or rich people. It used to glow in the dark. We also have environmentally friendly pigs. We all know that in the pig waste we find phosphorus and manure there. As you know that they are a source of manure and phosphorus. This is where scientists put more and more invasions in them, or they put more things in them in order for them to produce more manure, more phosphorus in the waste. But as you know that everything has an advantage and disadvantage, that phosphorus has lots and lots of phosphorus, but it comes as a natural phosphorus from pigs. So that's all about the Industrial Revolution. Thank you for listening. Bye. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maya. Maya, Teddy, and Renita. Now we invite Anne or Kayla, whoever is available, to present next.
I'm ready.
Okay, Kayla, you may start your presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kayla Etmwesije. I'm 11 years old. I go to the Watoto Christian International School and I'm in grade 7. Digital generation, our generation. As we celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, I want to remind all the girls that they are special. Let's use our gifts and talents to help others. And my skill is art because I love art. The problem, COVID has killed more than 4.55 million people. The solution, it's really simple, just follow the guidelines. The project, I've created a tutorial on how to make a face mask. My future plans, I do plan to use my art skills and open an art shop. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you, Teacher Solomon, and thanks to my mentors. And here is my Scratch project.
Welcome to the face mask tutorial. My name is Karen, and I'm going to be your guide through this tutorial. Items you need: 1. Flexible string, 2. Washable cloth, and 3. Needle and thread. Next, you have to fold the cloth like a fan for the edges. Next, make the stitches. Use the X stitches. Lastly, put everything together, and if you follow the instructions well, you will have a mask like this. Thank you for your attention and time.
Excuse me, please, may I represent this once more? Something went wrong. I'm not sure what went wrong.
It's okay, you can do it again.
Welcome to the face mask tutorial. My name is Karen, and I'm going to be your guide through this tutorial. Items you need: 1. Flexible string, 2. Washable cloth, and 3. Needle and thread. Next, you have to fold the cloth like a fan for the edges. Next, make the stitches. Use the X stitches. Lastly, put everything together, and if you follow the instructions well, you will have a mask like this. Thank you for your attention and time.
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Kayla. Now can we have Anne to present?
Hello everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see us.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bajrami Ann. I study at MST Junior School. I am in primary 4. and I am 9 years old. The problem: shortage of home studying materials. Solution: I have made an application called Shack, which will help users study during this lockdown. First, one registers by logging in Shack, provides the users with notes, exercises, and audios. This is my brother testing my application. I want to thank my mentors, Teacher Solomon, for teaching us Scratch, my father and my mom for facilitating me, and my teammates are Paji Trinity, my brother, for helping with the project, and Paji Trevor, my brother, also helping with the project. My future plans are: I want to explore more on this project so that it covers all learning levels with studying material based on current curriculum. I want to learn more programming skills to make it accessible to disabled, e.g. blind and deaf, by adding a speech to text program and sign language interpreter. We ask for support to make education accessible to millions of children during and after this lockdown. Thank you. First, you sign in, then it will show you that you have to log in. Now it will ask for my email. Then it will ask for your PIN. Then it will bring primary or secondary. So you choose the level of education you are in. So if I'm primary, I'll choose primary. Then I'm in primary 4, and of course I'll choose primary 4. So now it will bring subjects, and I might want any subject. So now I'll decide science. If I want notes, I can choose any topic I want. It can bring for me work here. If I want audios, it can bring also notes. Then you click on the topic you want. So then I'll click on shoot system. If I want activity, I can choose like activity 1. Then it can bring for you questions.
Thank you, Anne, for this amazing application. It truly shows that you are a genius and you are going hand it over to my co-MC who will end this meeting.
And appreciation to you all. Thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for being an inspiration and a way forward for girls all over for the Makerere Innovation Society. Please, sir or madam, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, our co-MCs. Sorry, because of time, we shall not have closing remarks from Gladys. We have gone past time, but I just wanted to highlight a few things on her behalf here. And also to I want to thank all of you for sparing your time to come and celebrate with us. And I thank you for the amazing presentations from all the people who have been presenting. I really enjoyed all your discussions, starting from Queen Maya, from Teddy, Ronita and her group, Don's Gift, and Kyla, and everyone. So for your contributions. Then we also thank the National Association of the National Association of Teachers, ICT teachers in Uganda, which is headed by Mr. Rogers, for always supporting the organization in coordinating to ensure that every child gets the resources that are required in the ICT to help us grow in this revolution. So we send special thanks to Mr. Rogers and the National Association of ICT Teachers here. I also wanted to thank the talent team for organizing this event and also putting together the resources, all of you who contributed to the resources to come up with the presentations that you made. And that is so, it has really added value to the participants, and also us have been here in the sidelines enjoying and learning. And if you keep up this spirit, I can assure you that the next generation is going to be having only leaders, only people who are powerful. And I believe that basing on what I've seen here, what I've heard here, we are soon going to Mars. We are soon going to move on to other planets, because now we have the engineers here. We have people who are already talking about augmented reality, people who are already into AI, and people who are into creative computing. So this is just a story which didn't exist in our time. And that's why I want to thank all the children of these days. And so I just wanted to encourage you to be more vigilant as our panelist, or maybe our guest gift shared about cybersecurity. Make sure that you don't, actually, why, if you realize why we had these people's names here, we didn't put all their names on this poster. It's because we wanted just to identify them. We wanted to use this poster to show you that if I had both my names here and also I had my school on this poster, if someone wants, for example, to kidnap me and raise some money from my parents, they will know which school I am from, and they may use my names to identify my parents and get their contacts. So that's why Gift was saying, do not, all these applications which are available online, you know, when COVID came, the bad guys woke up, they doubled their efforts, and they know we are there. They know we are so vulnerable, and especially the children, because they always target the children to steal their parents' money. And this is a time where everyone is on the internet, there are links everywhere. Some of you are even, people send you links on WhatsApp, in WhatsApp groups, because you are in school groups, but some kids may get some links from other groups and share in your, just ignore any link that is shared, which is not shared by your teacher, or any link which is not shared with your parent or someone who you really know. You will not benefit anything. There's nothing which is free on this planet. No one should send you a link telling you that if you sign up here, you're going to get 1 million shillings. There's nothing like that. Those links are meant to steal your data in your phone or to steal the data on your computer, and they are going to harm your entire family. And it's just going to be a blink of an eye, and your whole story is going to be put to dust. So you are young, avoid the internet. When you're in the internet, just search for educational stuff. Even some people may use educational websites, bad links, or which are maybe lying to you that they are educational websites, but yet they lead you to sign up and they collect your data. Why would someone ask for your bank account number when they are telling you that the service is free? So anything which requires more information that is more than your email and maybe your name, that you should always seek the guidance of your parents. And anything which just requires any registration, be it signing up for a camp like this one, be it signing up for a class, always ensure that don't use your name, don't use your email, don't use your parents' phone number anywhere before she gives you consent. Let every registration be done by your parents. Let anything which requires you to give in information be done by your elder brothers who are above 18. Even those who are above 18 may not know, because the bad guys are so clever. So before you do something which is so unfamiliar to you, or sign up for something which is new, always ensure that you seek the guidance of the second party, of the third party. We are free. You can always, if you have such a suspicion, you can always send us an email for guidance. Send your school teacher, who is, or maybe your uncles, or maybe your aunties who are above 20. They will always know how to advise you before you rush and spoil your entire life through this. We are all humans, but just like we have the devil in amidst us, the world started with only human beings, but then amidst the human beings, there came the devil. So even amidst the good guys, even amidst your school classmates, you may have bad guys who have been influenced by other people, and they have bad character, and they may spoil your life. So you need to be vigilant. As Gift said, cybersecurity doesn't only mean online protection, but it also means offline. Mind what you speak. What are you telling your friend? What are you sharing? What secrets are you sharing with that person who by that time you think is your friend? What is it that you're sharing with that relative that you think that at that time you can trust them with that information? That information can turn against you. So as kids, we have always been, people are using us, and because we don't know, we do things we don't know, but there are bad guys even in our families. So we need to grow, and we need to be always seeking the guidance of our parents. Do not send pictures. Even what we did here, putting people's pictures here was wrong, but just we requested for their consent because we wanted to use it to explain to you about the dangers of doing such stuff. If someone has so many pictures of you, if you keep on sending people many of your pictures, they may impersonate you at some time. It may be 60 years from now. You may be a rich person in maybe 2080, and someone will start attacking you in 2080, yet they stole your information in 2021. So this information, what you do right now, don't just look at tomorrow and the next year, look at 60 years from now. Be careful, and that's what I wanted to share. So we have classes which are going on that I wanted to share. For those of you who want to sign up, we have free classes for coding, that is Scratch coding. You can just, when you follow that link, it has our newsletter with all the activities for this month, but the free program is the first one on that list, and it's starting this weekend. If you can afford other paid programs to learn advanced programming, robotics, and other activities, you can also sign up. But that doesn't mean that if you don't afford this time, we do these activities every month. So even if you missed this month, next month we have free programs and paid programs. And we shall be looking forward to make them affordable and also make some programs free when we get the funding from our partners. So, but for now, if your parents are not able, because we know this is a trying time, you can just sign up for the free programs and have at least a skill you can learn, just like you've seen your friends here present. You can also do that presentation after free training. So that's it, what I wanted to share with you. And I thank you very much, our inspiring, actually, Daisy and Hannah are now the organization's best MCs. And we really have enjoyed working with you. This is the second time you've managed such a wonderful, successful occasion. You just managed our commencement, which everyone enjoyed last month. And we really appreciate your effort, the resources that you put in. We thank you for giving you the data, for mentoring you and making you very good public speakers. And we also encourage the rest of you to learn from the people who presented. I really loved the confidence that Teddy, Ronita, and her team, Maya, and also Anne, Kyla, and Gift, and everyone who presented here. They had a lot of confidence, but it's not meant for them. It's meant for all of us. These people who spoke today, they didn't speak yesterday. Yesterday, they were not even able to stand in front of their families. But because they want it, because they yearn for it, because they put in emphasis to learn, to practice, they are going to become leaders even before they reach 18. So it's not too late for you. You can start practicing. You can connect with each other. And some of those, I think Ronita is, I think, attached to some organization that is doing homeschooling. If you would be interested in homeschooling, you can just send her a chat in, I think, via WhatsApp. Then she can give you details. You can also share with us if you want more activities. We can maybe give you connections to some of the organizations that are teaching. If what we are teaching, if what you want to learn is not on or maybe included in our activities, we can always give you that connection and link to some of those organizations that we are partnering with, and even those who we are not partnering with. Thank you very much. So this is not our day for the gents, but I thank you for allowing to hear my rude voice. Today we are only supposed to hear sharp voices. So I see, let me give back to our co-MCs, but there's someone whose hand is up, maybe co-MC, if you give them a chance to speak. I think I see Abahos. You can give them a chance to speak, then you can close this function. Thank you very much. And thank you, all of you. Thank you, Mr. Rogers from the National ICT Association. Thank you, MST Junior School. And thank you also, Mina was here. She's the winner of last month's Innovator of the Month. We have a competition which is happening again.
Teacher,
again.
Our dad wants to see how best we can do it.
Yes, we want to join, and we want to see how we can
do it best when we learn.
Is there any way? Because our mother wants to speak to you.
Okay, you can sign up, or you can, let me share my WhatsApp in the chat, and then you can always contact me via WhatsApp or send us an email. But if you apply, the talent team is the best, it always gives the best recommendations. So let me also share the email address here in the chat. I also forgot to give applause to Little Miss Uganda. Little Miss Uganda, some of
Thank you, teacher, for giving us a chance.
All right. So you can take down my my contacts, and also, sorry, let me share the link to the activities, and then we can always connect from this. Let me give back the chance to the microphone to our co-MCs.
Bye.
Okay, I think our co-MCs are not available. They dropped because of internet. But as we have come to the close of this, maybe let me give a chance to Babirie, then we close this. It's already time. People have to go and do work. So Babirie,
Excuse me, teacher. Who
yes,
is a little
pardon?
Who is the little Miss? Who is the little Miss Uganda?
Okay, the little Miss Uganda, Maya is a former little Miss Uganda, but then we have the new little Miss Uganda, who is, I think, Trisha. I don't get the name very well, but we have partnership with them. So in our activities, you're going to be meeting the little Miss Ugandas. You're going to be meeting people from the farm club who are farm club is to do hands-on activities, and also teaching the young generation to be entrepreneurs. So all those people, we are working with them, and we shall be inviting you for some of the activities that we shall be collaborating with them.
I will just register you for free for 1 month and see how best it can be. Okay.
All right. There are no questions then. We
Present.
can now take our leave.
It is school. Not even at school, even here.